I want to share an exciting story with you about a small health center in Africa and the plans of a group from Saint Matthew Lutheran Church to go there to make a difference. At almost 12 million square miles, Africa is the second largest continent. It is more than 4 times the size of the 48-state area of the United States. Tanzania is a country in East Africa on the Indian Ocean and contains some of the most incredible scenery in the world. Tanzania is most famous for the Serengeti National Park, where millions of large animals continue to roam the plains as they have for thousands of years. To the east of the Serengeti is Mount Kilimanjaro, the highest point in Africa and nearly as high as Denali or Mount McKinley in Alaska. The population of Tanzania is approximately the same as California, while the land area is twice the size of California. The religion is 35% indigenous beliefs, 35% Muslim, and 30% Christian. To the west of the Serengeti is Mwanza. Mwanza is the second largest city in Tanzania. This is the market in Mwanza. Natives use whatever means available to transport goods around the community. The per capita gross national product for Tanzania is $800 compared to $44,000 in the United States. The average lifespan is less than 51 compared to 75 in the United States. Located on the outskirts of Mwanza, the Nyakao Health Center opened on July 24, 2006. The facilities used to be office space for the church next door, but the pastors of the church decided the space could be better used to provide badly needed health services for the community. This health center is serving the local community to the best of its ability, but they need so much more. Dr. Denny Lostrom and his wife Paula are at the health center full-time. They lead a staff of local professionals. With very modest facilities to begin, Dr. Lostrom has created a long-range building plan to expand. The fuchsia-colored outline, second from the left next to the building in green, is all they had to start with. All the rest is part of the expansion plan. The first expansion occurred in June 2007 when a group from St. John's Lutheran Church from Fort Wayne, Indiana, built an isolation ward. The next expansion planned is the birthing center built by Saint Matthew. This is a more detailed drawing of the birthing center. The St. John's group gathered to board the bus to begin their long journey from Indiana to Nyakao to build the isolation ward. When they arrive to do their work, they have beds to sleep on with mosquito nets to cut down on the malaria. Bathroom facilities, including sink, toilet, and shower, may not be quite like home, but they provide the needed functions. Food is prepared by the visiting team with help from the local staff. The next pictures walk through the construction process to create the isolation ward. The isolation ward was the first expansion, since it was necessary to allow highly contagious patients to be admitted without endangering other patients. The next expansion will be the birthing center to meet the next most critical problem in the area. As you look at these pictures, imagine the Tanzania Mission group from Saint Matthew performing the same task to construct the birthing center in May 2008. Shown here is the foundation, where a slab must be poured before the framing can begin. But there are no concrete trucks pulling up to dump their load. The concrete is made by hand. The box on the left gets the right proportions of the necessary ingredients. Then the mixture is dumped into the mixing box. Of course, water must be added, so here come the ladies bringing in the water. Finally, all is ready to mix the concrete. A bucket brigade replaces the concrete truck as the concrete is passed one to another until it reaches the place to be laid. Rebar has been installed to provide the necessary strength to the concrete. Then the concrete is leveled and left to harden, while more remains to be done. Once the slab is poured, it provides the work surface to begin assembling the walls. When the wall is complete, the team lines up to raise the wall. Everyone helps get the wall lifted perfectly into place. Support braces must be added for stability until further walls are built. Now, on to the next set of walls. Because there was so much to do and so little time, the framing began on one end while the work on the slab continued on the other end. Soon it was time for roofing trusses to be placed on top of the walls. The roofing trusses also needed support braces until adjacent trusses could be added and tied together. Before long, the building starts to take shape as more walls and trusses are added. The process continues one wall at a time. More progress is shown at day's end, with a view showing the building from the other end. A brief interruption to the work due to a rain shower. You can start to see a hallway with rooms down each side. Now the hallway is clear, the building is formed. Some key data about the groups that pulled the project together. Now it is time for windows to be added. Next comes the roof, one section at a time. It takes a team to lift the roofing section to the trusses. Soon the roof is almost half done. Here, a lot of the team is on the roof, hard at work. Others are enjoying the view. At this point, the team is almost done. The finished product, that is, as finished as they could do during their time available. Obviously, some items did not get completed. The outside is now stucco, but this is as far as the team got. Pretty good for a little over a week's work. When you think back to what they started with and the tools they had to work with, this was an amazing feat. Now picture the Tanzania Mission team from Saint Matthew building the birthing center using the same process. We will take the blueprints to Home Depot to determine what will be required and buy the materials. We will then place everything into a container or two and ship it to Nyakao. We must ship by mid-February 2008 in order to have the container on site in mid-May. In late May, we will go to Nyakao and build the birthing center using the same process you have seen in the prior slides. Early medical care is critical for the health of both the mother and child. Babies born with birth defects are not treated promptly. Some die. Some go through life with problems that could have been corrected with treatment if caught early. Nyakao Health Center is on the edge of Mwanza, but there has been very little emphasis put on the care of women. There is a government hospital in Mwanza, as well as Bugando, which is a huge referral hospital. However, when women have a C-section, there are often not enough beds, so they are put in bed with another woman and her baby. You can imagine the infection rate. Most mothers give birth at home on a dirt floor with little knowledge of rudimentary sanitation, causing infections and death. Today, 25% of all newborns die before they reach age 5. About 1/4 to 1/3 of all pregnant women in the area die in childbirth or shortly thereafter. With the birthing center, they will have a much improved chance to grow up into beautiful young children. This is why we are going to Nyakao to build a birthing center. Many healthcare professionals, as well as students training to become healthcare professionals, visit Nyakao for 1 to many weeks, helping where they can. Locals will walk for days and camp out at the health center when word gets out that a doctor will be there to treat them. This is Dr. Lostrom with medical students in 2007. We recently received a letter from Paula describing their joy at the completion of the isolation ward. I want to share her closing from that letter with you. How do we know when we are truly blessed? By looking around. Why do we have when others have not? I think God is giving us the opportunity of learning to share. It is easy to share things. It is a joy to share the gifts we have been given. It is a joy to learn from those who have so much to teach us, who themselves have so little in terms of material things, but appreciate each day for the gifts it brings. Sunlight, children's laughter, clouds in a blue, blue sky, and life. We estimate the materials will cost $50,000 and the container shipping will be another $20,000. If you have any interest in joining us to help expand Nyakao, tax-deductible contributions may be made via check. Not a penny donated will be spent on personal expenses. Every dollar received will go towards the cost of the building and the cost of the container and shipping. Some contributions have complexity beyond the scope of this video. If you are over 70 and a half with an IRA, or if you have the potential for a corporate match, see Bob Munson.